Okay, so welcome to Bleed Again.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for having us.
How you doing?
Welcome to Festpod. Thanks for joining us. For our audience who may not have heard your music before or seen you on stage, just introduce yourselves.
I'm James. I do the lead shouting, screaming type vocals in the band.
And I'm Sam. I'm one of the two guitarists, and I do some shouts, but more singy, melodic bits for everyone. But yeah.
Okay. And how long have you been going for?
Oh, blimey. As Bleed Again, I think we've been around properly since around 2015.
Okay.
There was some time before that, but we were just sort of mucking around. But we started gigging properly in about 2015.
Fantastic.
So congratulations on getting through
Thank you.
take over, and congratulations on getting the coveted headline spot.
Yes.
I mean, like, there's kind of a double barrel question here. What does it mean to you as a band? And also, I know this isn't the first time you guys have applied, so as somebody who's applied for multiple years, is this even more special now?
Yeah. Massively. Obviously, we've been plugging away trying to get on the takeover stage, like so many other bands around the country. Just performing at downloads, an absolute privilege. So to finally get asked to play and then to get asked to headline is just massive for us, and we're beyond ready for it. I kind of feel like we've been working and gigging towards doing this show, especially, for a long time. Mm-hmm. If it was ever going to happen, and now it is. So
yeah, it's. I mean, to second everything James said, like, it's just a dream come true. Especially after, as you say, like, applying for a few years now. To finally get through was one thing. I mean, I think you rang me randomly, and I was like, "What could he possibly want on a weekday afternoon?" And yeah, I'm glad I answered. But
what were you doing when you found out?
I think I was working.
Yeah,
I was finishing working.
I just started a new job. I started a new job, and I'd had a training week, and I was on my first day out in the field doing my new job. I'm a photographer. I go around taking photos of properties during the week, but so I was there with another colleague, and I'd just done my first job with him. I'd known him for about 45 minutes, and I walked outside, checked my phone, and I got the messages, and he was like, "Are you all right, mate?" And I was like, "No, I need to make some phone calls."
Yeah.
It was quite interesting.
Wow. I mean, have you seen the takeover before? Have you seen the size of the stage that you're going to be on?
Yes. That is, again, it's big, but I don't think it's daunting.
No, I think as you said in your previous point, like, we've been preparing, or I guess hoping for this opportunity for years now, and we've seen bands of previous years. We've been watching their YouTube, I guess, videos they put up, and
yeah, we know Confessions of a Traitor quite well, don't we? And
Confessions of a Traitor.
Seen there.
Confessions of a Traitor.
Played the gigs with them a few times.
Yeah, the 500 guys. Obviously, and yeah, it's just.
I can't wait.
I really don't think there's words. Like, everyone I've spoken to that's kind of known, I guess me, you probably had the same, like, growing up playing guitar in your bedroom, or like me myself singing into the back end of a deodorant can, pretending it's a microphone, and like my parents laughing at me and be like, "Leave me alone one day." So yeah, it's amazing to actually be like, I'm playing download actually. So thanks.
We've all been there, but obviously you guys have made it. I never did, so props to you. What are you guys going to bring? For people who don't know you, what are you going to bring to the headline slot? What can people expect of that set?
We've been working quite tirelessly to build a set, especially for download. We've taken into account certain songs that we know go down with people, because obviously we're well aware we're going to be playing to a lot of new faces. We also know of a lot of people that are going to be there that already know who we are, but we're preparing a set, and we're going to have some real fun with it. We got some special treats of things that people have never heard before, and some fun stuff at the end. And a new single as well is going to be performed.
Oh, a bit of a treat.
Yes.
Just going to throw some Haribo out or something. Don't hold us to that.
Let's talk about your influences. I mean, who do you all listen to?
Go first with that.
Sure, yeah. I mean, mine are vast, or they go from, I guess, I mean, I'm a huge Biffy Clyro fan. I grew up loving Linkin Park, which, yeah, I think a lot of us did, but yeah, Foo Fighters as well for just like songs, and then also everything to like, I mean, now Spirit Box, Architects, huge Architects fan, especially, you know, being born and growing up in Brighton. I've always seen them go from these tiny venues to, you know, Alexandra Palace, and now I think supported Metallica last night. So
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, just a hell of a lot of, I get song orientated, but, you know, Biffy Clyro to, I mean, I loved Busted growing up as well, so I'm buzzing to see them. Yeah, I was talking to my mum about that yesterday. So yeah, but yeah.
Now, we're a complete like mix really as a band. A lot of it is obviously rock and metal and things like that, but growing up I used to listen to and love cheesy pop music, but then I kind of got into rap when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
And that was my transition into metal really, was I think it was seeing Wu-Tang with Limp Bizkit on End Together Now, and I was like, oh, Limp Bizkit, okay, and then sort of checked out Papa Roach, and then heard Linkin Park, fell in love. But yeah, everything from that to Hatebreed, a bit of hardcore, the mainstream stuff, not gonna lie, but yeah, just a complete mixed bag really.
And so how would you describe your music to someone who's never heard it before?
When you label things, I suppose you say metalcore.
I think if we ask people, they would say metalcore, but I almost I don't resent that label, but I know there's a bit of stigma around it. People don't like metalcore, whatever else. But I think if you listen to our songs, especially our newest album, it is metalcore at the kind of the base of it. If you just go like, there's heavy vocals, then there's a chorus, and there's singy vocals in places, but there is a bit of variety in everything. Like, I think your influences really come through. Simon's massive on Trivium. I know
Machine Head and Metallica,
Machine Head,
like riff writing
huge
and
Machine
stuff.
Head fan as well. How did I not mention them? Oh my god. Lamb of God as well while we're on it, just for the previous question. But yeah, no, I would say, I suppose, yeah, if you want to label it metalcore, but also, I don't know, there's heavy breakdowns, there's lighter bits, there's choruses that you can sing to, there's choruses you can scream to, there's
Wow.
yeah, bit of everything really. I know that's cliche, but
Yeah.
You see, I love metalcore. I don't get this whole hate around the labelling of bands as metalcore. I love everything. I love a bit of everything, but you know, some of my favourite bands are metalcore bands. I'm going off a bit of a tangent here, but why do you think there's so much hate around labelling bands as metalcore these days? Do you think there's just been an oversaturation in the market, or?
I think so.
Possibly. I think when you go back to like the early 2000s to sort of the mid 2000s, that kind of era, you think about bands like Killswitch Engage, especially a massive influence on myself and the band. And, but we have noticed it, being from sort of like a Brighton-based band. In Brighton, they tend to prefer the heavier stuff, like and the more technical side of things. It's quite weird. Whenever we play in Brighton, we've had amazing shows in Brighton, but there definitely is a stigma about metalcore in Brighton.
Yeah.
When we go out on the road and stuff is when we really meet new people and make new fans. In Brighton, it's tough with metalcore. They love the heavier stuff. I'm not entirely sure why people dislike it. You could just say something simple like they don't like singing in songs, in metal songs.
It could literally be as simple as that, yeah.
It could
maybe
be. I don't know.
they've just seen too much of it over the years. And bands like Killswitch Engage, should have mentioned them, like the godfather of it, like, it's ridiculous. Yeah. Like, that happened, that was incredible, and then I guess so many bands since then have been emulating that, but then I guess some do it to different levels and expand on it, so yeah.
It's a broad church though, isn't it, metal? I mean, there's lots of different kinds of metal, and there's something for everybody, really.
That's what we find when we go out on the road and we do gigs, and like I say, we meet new people and we play our songs, there'll be some people there that will really appreciate the heavier parts of like our sets, and then there'll be another section of the crowd that really appreciate the sing-alongs and the clapping along and the waving the arm in the air and stuff like that. You know, we do take it very seriously. The songs are always important lyrically, but we also like to have a load of fun with it. I mean, we're going to have the biggest smiles on our faces when we play, and generally we always do, but being on that stage at Download is going to be it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds, again, cliche, but it will be the set of our lives. Like, I just can't wait. And, well, so far, you know, who knows where next? But, I can't wait. It's going to be amazing.
Do you have a hardcore of fans who are going to be there supporting you?
Yeah. There's a big group of people who are quite close to our bass player, Chris. I think they've gone to Download every year for the last 10 years. I think this will be my 9th time there. I took a bit of time off when I had a child. It wasn't as simple to go because me and my wife both like to go. We met at Download in 2009.
Wow.
And we became a couple. We were with different people there and different friend groups, but we became a couple there in 2013, and then we went for a lot of years. And just to give her a little shout out, this year she's going to be performing on the same stage.
Oh, fantastic!
She's a dance teacher for a company called Rockfit.
Oh yes.
And as soon as we found out that we were playing, she was going to try and get on Download anyway, but it just, you know, she got the opportunity to do it, so we're both going to be performing on that stage.
Wow.
And there's going to be a lot of friends. A lot of friends are going to be there first thing, you know, on that Wednesday, watching all the bands and looking forward to us. So it's going to be great.
Metal family. There we go.
100%.
Chris was actually going. Chris had a ticket, or I guess suppose now he has two technically, but he's paid for one. So
he's got a friend that's bought it off him, so he's going.
Yeah, so Chris was going anyway, and then he was like, "Oh well, I guess I'm playing it." And then I think he's going to camp with them after as well. But yeah.
It's going to be a little bit emotional in a couple of points, because that big group of people that go every year, there's a guy called Olaf that sadly passed away. Trying to think how long ago it was now. It's over a year now, isn't it? It's about 14 months ago. Yeah. He went to Download every year. He was, 6 foot?
It felt like
3,
8 foot,
4,
but yeah, 5. He was massive.
Absolute man mountain of a guy. And he would have been there right at the front as well.
Yeah,
he would have been at the front giving Sam shit. The first time he met him at Sam's first gig, he tried to put him in a bin.
It was my first gig. It was the first gig joining the band, and he just saw me and went, "Well," and he just attacked me all night. He would not leave my nipples alone. He tried to put me in a bin. After we finished and I was concentrating singing, he was like, "Why do you sing with your eyes closed? It's weird." And then just never missed a nipple either. It was crazy. He would not even look at it. It was like, whoop. He had a gift, that man.
So he'll be missed. He would have been there at the front, but everyone else that's in that group, they're going to be there and cheering us on, and he'll be there in spirit as well. But yeah, it's going to be good.
So after some years, trying to get on that stage, you're finally going to be there. Where do you see yourselves in a few years' time? Because obviously, the takeover can have quite an effect on your success and your notoriety, and people start to know you. And I mean, you've obviously released some albums, you've had some music out already, you're gigging, you're brand new, but where do you see it taking you?
Bigger stages, I suppose, on the Friday, Saturday, Sunday potentially, or that'd be nice. I don't know, like I guess it, like with any band or any kind of career of a band, unless they've exploded. Sleep Token comes to mind. They just went bang, which is amazing. But for a lot of us, it's almost baby steps. This is obviously a huge step for us, and we're forever grateful and can't wait. But after that, it's going to be get on this support slot, that festival, this stage, and keep grinding out as we have been. So yeah,
very much so. I think, like Sam said, everything's been like a step by step thing. We've had points in the band where we've got to like a pretty good level, and then something's happened within the band or private life and stuff, and we've had to kind of put things on hold. That's happened a good 2 or 3 times. I mean, our first album, Momentum, we actually signed a record deal, and that got distributed worldwide.
Wow.
But the deal turned out not to be wonderful. We never lost any money or got screwed or anything, but it wasn't quite what they promised. And towards the end of that touring cycle, myself and our old bass player both became parents around the same time.
Right.
I've managed to find a way to keep things going, because I mean I've been here since day one, so it's kind of like my baby as such. But he found it a bit more difficult, so unfortunately had to leave, so we had to slow things down a little bit. And then just recently, we last October we lost our original drummer, Russell. He had left the band in 2019, but he sadly passed away last October.
Wow.
And the drummer that took over from him, he'd recently left the band as well. So last summer, we were very much just like slowing things down, figuring out what we're going to do. And then Russ passed away in October, and we just decided to we need to just chill out for a bit. I can't get my head around this. But I remember New Year's Day came around, and I was just like, no, I'm not done yet. We need to do things. I still want to play. Download has always been on my mind, and I was like, we need to freshen this up again, write some new music, which is what we've done. Changed all of our social media pages, got a new logo. We've now got another new drummer, and yeah, we've kind of been in stages as we get to a certain point. Like we toured around Europe, mainland Europe, and then we came back, and then we had a couple of us had kids, and we had to slow down, and then you go back up again. And this feels like the right trajectory again, if that makes any sense.
Absolutely.
But yeah, as Sam said in a very longer answer, bigger stages and more festival slots. Yeah, that's the plan.
Wow, fantastic. Well, we're really looking forward to seeing you on the stage there. I mean, it's going to be incredible. Obviously as headliners, you're there the last show of the night, and we're going to be there to cheer you on and hopefully have a chat with you backstage as well.
100%. Yeah, I do have to mention. So as of recording this, in a couple of days, we're going to be dropping a teaser for our new single that is called Parasite, and it will be out on the 7th of June, the Friday before download.
Fantastic. And obviously we'll be getting to hear that live on the day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, fantastic. Sam and James from Bleed Again, thanks so much for chatting to us here on Festpod, and we will look forward to seeing you on the day.
Cheers, guys. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much for having us. Can't wait.
A Wilco Productions podcast.